Hi, everybody. Welcome to Recap Fellowship on this Tuesday. This is Pastor Scott and Pastor Phil. Phil, this past Sunday, you were in John 9 with a really interesting story of a blind man who received his sight, an adult blind man. And I think one interesting question, Phil, that could come out of this is you have this blind man, almost a contrast between the blind man and the Pharisees, like you pointed out on Sunday. One man is being responsive to the light he's receiving, and the other are growing darker based on the light they're receiving. How do we make sure that as we're receiving light, we're responding the right way?
Yeah, I think that's a great question, and I think the answer actually is found in this wonderful progression. The blind man goes from seeing Jesus only as a man in verse 11, and then he sees him as a prophet in verse 17. But by the time you get to the end of the chapter, he sees him as God's son. And I think the simple answer to that is after the very first occasion that Jesus gives him something to do, where he says, go wash in the pool of Siloam. The very next verse says, so he went and washed and came back seeing. So the way that we embrace a further understanding of who God is we're simply obedient to what he's asked us to do the first go around, Scott. And as we do that, God continues to reveal more truth to us.
That's awesome. You know, Phil, we also talked about some of our awesome new children's emphases that are happening over the next few weeks, like Children's Church, which will be starting up again soon.
Yeah, there's a unique twist to that. We've had the kids with us here, our 3-year-olds through 8-year-olds, through the summer in the sanctuary. But come the fall, there's going to be a time of worship and some other stuff for them that is really geared directly to them. And what's neat about that, Scott, is that some of our teenagers will actually be leading some of that worship time and some of that. So we're really excited about that, to see even our younger people engaged in ministry in some way. Of course, it'll all be under adult supervision, but we're excited about what's going on there.
Absolutely. And as we mentioned on Sunday, that if you would like to be involved in that particular ministry, you can contact Phil McFarland or us here at the church. We trust you're having a great Tuesday. We'll see you again, Lord willing, on Thursday.